Volume control innovation for self-management in patients with congestive heart failure. Congestive heart failure is a global public health concern and is increasing in prevalence. The incidence of heart failure progressively increases with age. About 6.2 million adults in the United States have heart failure. In 2018, heart failure was mentioned on 379,800 death certificates. Congestive heart failure is a chronic progressive condition that affects the pumping power of your heart muscle, in which the heart is unable to pump blood around the body properly. Treatment of heart failure requires a multimodal approach. It involves a combination of lifestyle modification, medication, and may include the use of a device or surgery. Chronic heart failure is a disease that reduces the quality of life, requires frequent hospitalizations, and increases mortality. Many symptoms of heart failure are a consequence of fluid overload, such as pitting edema, pulmonary edema, and respiratory failure. Fluid restriction is an important issue of self-management among patients with heart failure. May reduce hospital admission and might decrease mortality. But most heart failure patients have low adherence to fluid restriction because of lack of knowledge, not aware that it is important. The difficulty of recording the amount of volume intake and output on paper, especially in the elderly who often forget to record. That's why we developed volume control innovation. What is a volume control innovation? It is an innovation for fluid self-management. Consists of devices, web applications for heart failure patients, and web applications for healthcare professionals. Let's see how it works. Connect the device to Wi-Fi. The device has sensor technology to measure the amount of volume intake and output in real time, send data to the cloud and save data automatically. After you place the bottle on the device, it measures the amount of water intake and presses save. It sends information about the amount of water that you intake to display in the web app in real time. The volume control innovation has web applications for heart failure patients. Web applications for heart failure patients can calculate the optimal amount of drinking water per day from weight, a high, and amount of urine output yesterday. Have the symbol shows the amount of water intake has decreased in real-time updates based on the device's sensor. An alert when the drinking water limit is reached by changing the color. Patients can self-monitor volume overload symptoms on a daily checklist. Assists of dyspnea, pitting edema, orthopnea, and fatigue. Automatically analyze the severity of the volume overload, and pop up recommendations based on the severity of the volume overload on the display. This will encourage the patient to have self-awareness. For healthcare professionals, web application can monitor the information of each heart failure patient. Can check patient information at any time. For each patient, healthcare professionals can monitor the severity of the volume overload symptoms. Can provide real-time patient advice via chat box. We hope that the volume control innovation is beneficial for healthcare professionals. Will help heart failure patients prevent complications from volume overload. Enhancing fluid self-management in the heart failure patients, and they have a good quality of life. Thank you.